Welcome back to the Roman Szmal watercolor swatching series, in which we swatch out the entire range consisting of 140 colors. This is episode 4 and we're going to be covering the blues and the turquoisey colors in this video. So let's get swatching. First up we have Denton Blue, which is PB60. French Ultramarine, PB29. Ultramarine Blue Green shade, PB29. Ultramarine Light, PB29. Cobalt Blue, PB28. Phthalo Blue Red shade, PB15:6. Cobalt Coil Blue, PB35. Cobalt Cerulean Blue, PB36. Royal Blue, PW4, PB26 and PB15:1. Blue Sky, PW4 and PB15:1. Phthalo Blue green shade PB15:3, Ocean Blue PBR24 and PB15:3, Phthalo Turquoise PB16, Cobalt Teal PG50, Viridian PG18, Cobalt Turquoise PB36, Transparent Turquoise PB15 and PG7, Green Earth PG23, Chromium Green Oxide PG17, and finally we have the Phthalo Green Yellow shade, which is made of PG36. Welcome back. The paints have dried and these are the rest of the blues and the tealy green colors. My first impression with this spread is that there's a lot of blues and then a little bit more shrinked version of the greens, but let's take a closer look at this page first. First up we have Indantaran Blue. This is a lighter version, I would say, of Indantaran Blue than I am used to. I normally use Daniel Smith's Indantaran Blue and that probably gets a lot deeper than this Indantaran Blue. So I would say that this color has a little less wider variety of values. It also means that it's easier to handle because you're not going to get too deep blues. It just depends on what you're looking for in terms of whether you should go for the Indantaran Blue or not. Then we have three ultramarine blues. We have the French ultramarine, the ultramarine blue green shade and the ultramarine light. Between the French ultramarine and the ultramarine blue there's very subtle difference, and you'd have to be somebody like me who are obsessed with ultramarine blues to really care about the difference. When I look at the mass tone, the ultramarine blue green shade is the stronger one, but only by a fraction. I was gonna say you only need one or the other, but that's the same for the ultramarine light as well. You only need one of these rather than all three of them. If you want the strongest blue, I recommend the ultramarine blue green shade. However, if you want the more traditional spot-on color for ultramarine blue, then the French ultramarine is probably your best bet. And then with the ultramarine light, if you find that the ultramarine blues are somehow too intense, then you can definitely pick the ultramarine light. I think I would personally go for the French ultramarine based on these three swatches, although ultramarine blue green shade is very intense as well. I'll have to think about which one of these two I would pick a little bit more. Then we have the Cobalt Blue and the Phthalo Blue red shade. The Phthalo Blue red shade, not surprising based on the name, is a little bit warmer than the Cobalt Blue. Cobalt Blue is quite similar to the ultramarine light, but with a tiny bit more warmth to it than the ultramarine light has. It's definitely a very ideal color for the sky, as you can see on the watered down swatch. And then you have the Phthalo Blue red shade, which is the non-granulating, a little bit more warmer color than the Cobalt Blue. The Cobalt Coil Blue and the Cobalt Cerulean Blue, I thought these were going to be exactly the same because I didn't really understand what Coil Blue is, but this is the lighter, more bluer version of the Cobalt Cerulean Blue with a much stronger granulation. I don't know if you can see it on the video, but there's a lot stronger granulation happening here than here. If you want to take a closer look, I do put the high-res scan of this spread over on my Patreon, which is patreon.com/Oto Kano. The Cobalt Cerulean Blue. I think this is one of the strongest and most beautiful Cobalt Cerulean Blue I've seen. It has a real depth to it, which a lot of Cobalt Ceruleans don't have. It is really nice color, and I love how the mass tone turns out. Then we have the Royal Blue and the Blue Sky. I would say that with the Cobalt Coil Blue, the Cobalt Cerulean Blue and the Royal Blue, you only need one of them. They're all granulating light bluish color, and if I were to make a personal recommendation, then I would definitely go for the Cobalt Cerulean Blue because it is beautiful, but it is depending on what you're looking for. Then we have the Phthalo Blue green shade. It's a spot on Phthalo Blue green shade, but what's more exciting is the Ocean Blue. Ocean Blue is one of the unique colors that Roman Szmal has, and this is made out of PBR24 and PB15:3. Kind of similar to a Phthalo Turquoise color, but a lot more deeper. It is a stunning color, and if I were to have to pick between Ocean Blue and Phthalo Turquoise, I would definitely go for the Ocean Blue. It is a much deeper color, and it has a wider range of value, which means you can get really strong colors all the way up to the palest of colors. Whereas the Phthalo Turquoise, let's bring it into the camera, it's not the strongest Phthalo Turquoise I've ever seen, and it pales in comparison to the Ocean Blue. I think if you were to try any of these colors that I'm showing you today in this video, then I recommend the Ocean Blue. On to the second page, I've already talked about the Phthalo Turquoise. It's a beautiful color, however, it's not the strongest Phthalo Turquoise out there, and the Ocean Blue is so much better. The Cobalt Teal is beautiful. It has a very even granulation, fine granulation. It's nice and bright. It's very warm. It glows on the paper, and I can definitely recommend this color highly. I love it. I would definitely have it in my palette. Cobalt Teal as a color, as you know from my Colossal Color Showdown when I compared the Cobalt Teals and Turquoises, come in a wide range of colors, so it is about picking the right one for you. This is definitely the warm green side of teal. Then we have Viridian. Now there seemed to be a misunderstanding that Viridian is a very strong green color. Those are hues. Those are usually PG7, which is actually a phthalo green, and a lot of brands do use phthalo green instead of Viridian. Whereas the genuine Viridian, Holbein has a genuine Viridian as well as the hue version, and yes, they are harder to re-wet, and yes, they are pale, but they are beautiful. It's a soft green with strong granulation, and this one has a lot more granulation than the Holbein one does. If you enjoy green earth as a color a lot and use it a lot, then I definitely recommend trying the Viridian, because it is a soft, beautiful color that granulates strongly, as you can see on here. Then we have Cobalt Turquoise. This is definitely on the green end of the Cobalt Turquoise range of colors. So if you are expecting like a more yellowish teal and turquoises, then I think you'll be disappointed. However, this green I think would be great for landscape painting. The color is spot on for evergreen colors, and it granulates so much, just like the Viridian. So if you do a lot of evergreen painting, then definitely consider getting the Cobalt Turquoise. Then we have the transparent turquoise, and again, it's definitely leaning on the greener side of transparent turquoise. It's almost a phthalo green, which isn't surprising because it is made out of PB15:3, which is phthalo blue green shade, and then PG7, which is the phthalo green. I think this is comparable to the phthalo turquoise that Daniel Smith has. It's strong, it's lovely, but definitely leaning on the greener side of things. Then we have green earth. It is a very soft, beautiful color. It would be wonderful to actually put together a palette that is consisting of these softer colors, and then seeing what paintings you can create with it. Then we have Chromium Green Oxide. It's a solid opaque color. It's one of the strongest chromium green oxide color I've seen, and it definitely reminds me of matcha color. So if you do a lot of painting of matches, then this will be a great color for you. Then we have the phthalo green yellow shade. I messed up and it should be in the blue shade here, but we have the yellow shade here. It's nice bright green, and what I like about this PG7 is that I personally find a lot of phthalo greens too strong. I know that's a really weird thing for me to say because I'm always after the really strong colors, whereas this is a softer color, and I think this will be more practical in a lot of situations than other brands. And I love this color that comes out when you wash it down with some water. So that was the blues and the TD greens of the Roman Szmal colors. I'm definitely impressed with the Ultramarine blue green shade. It's a super intense ultramarine blue. I also love the ocean blue. I think this is what I will be looking for in a phthalo turquoisey color. So out of these three, if you are looking for a turquoisey color, then I recommend the ocean blue over the phthalo turquoise and the transparent turquoise. Some really strong lovely granulations coming from the Cobalt Coil blue, the Viridian, and the Cobalt Turquoise as well. So a lot of granulation option if you are super into granulation. What do you think of the blues and the TD colors of this brand? Which one was your favorite, and which one are you most tempted to purchase? Do let me know in the comments down below. And as always, I will put all the links down below for where you can buy each of these colors. If you are planning on buying this from Jackson's, then please use the link because it doesn't cost you any extra, but it really helps because I get a small amount of commissions back from Jackson's. but you pay exactly the same price. Thank you so much for watching this video. Next week we are going to be the greens and the yellow ochres, so do look forward to that, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!